Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be installing this brand new 60-gallon air compressor here in the workshop. This is a huge improvement over the little 2-gallon air compressor that I have. And then I've also got a sandblast cabinet that I picked up, and I got that put together last night. We're going to set that up in here, get it hooked to the air compressor, and then we're going to test it out. We're going to clean a few parts from the Allis-Chalmers tractor and make sure it's going to do a good job. But the first thing I need to do is I need to get this air compressor anchored to the concrete. I need to get the oil in the air compressor, and then I need to get it wired up. I got the holes marked. I'm just going to move the air compressor out of the way until I get my anchors in the concrete. So this has a 5 horsepower motor on it. It is a little top heavy. You gotta be careful moving around. Now that I got the holes drilled and cleaned out, try our best to put this back over the top of them. Well, looks close. Try to do this without dinging up the threads. That first hole I drilled was fairly crooked, actually. Hopefully the back one lines up. So these are just a wedge style concrete anchor. As we tighten this nut up, the anchor should get tighter in the concrete. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the oil in the compressor. It comes dry. That looks like it's metal, but that's actually a plastic nut right there. So I bought this air compressor at Tractor Supply, and it actually came with the oil, came with it, taped to it. And I think as long as you use their oil, you're going to get an extra year of warranty, I believe. Uh-oh. There's always a seal, right? Well, I just read the manual, and it's actually supposed to be completely full of oil in the sight glass. So it's probably going to take this whole bottle. I would think by the time that's full, it's going to start coming out the fill port. Well, the sight glass is completely full. I'd say we're good. So I've got the wiring for this up in the ceiling. I just need to go ahead, bring it down the wall, and then bring it over here and hook it up to the compressor. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a box on the wall right now. I'll probably have to redo this once we cover the wall, but it'll work for today. So from the wall to the compressor, I'm just gonna run some flexible conduit. So I'm going to take the flexible conduit and run it through a blank outlet cover that has a knockout in it where we can attach the conduit, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and run my wires through my flexible conduit. And I think we're ready to go. Well, the ground is way down in here, so that one was the hardest one to do. All right, I think all we need to do now is just get this cover put back on. And I think we're ready to try this out. All right, I just turned the breaker on, so time to try it out. So we're all pressured up now. We're sitting at about 125 pounds, and the only thing left is to go ahead and put some pipe fittings in here on the end and get it to where we can hook an air hose up to it. Well, of course, I don't have what I need to put a manifold on here. So I'm just going to directly hook a hose up to here for now and call it good until I can actually get to the store and get the parts I need. All right, I think it's ready to use. So this is the Harbor Freight sandblasting cabinet. This is about the cheapest one you can buy. And it took me about 4 hours to get this put together. It was terrible. I did go ahead and siliconed all of the panels when it went together, and that sat overnight. So hopefully this isn't going to leak a bunch of air when we start using it. So I just need to go ahead. I need to plug in the light. I need to get a vacuum cleaner plugged into this side over here to suck the dust out of the blast cabinet. And then I need to go ahead and put the like the sandblasting material in the bottom, and then I think we're ready to try this one out. I think my shop vac will hook right in there. Yeah. So this holds like 40 pounds, I think, in here max. This is a 50-pound bag. We'll put most of it in there. I'd say that'll be enough. Yeah, it's got a small air leak. Not real bad. All right, I think I got my air leaks fixed, and I think everything's ready to test out now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start off with these cam locks that we took off the Allis-Chalmers tractor. We'll throw those inside of here and see if we can get these all cleaned up and ready for paint. And that'll be a pretty good test, I think, for the stuff that I'm going to use it for. So here's the cam locks that we just cleaned up in the bead blaster. I think it did a fairly good job. There's still little specks of orange paint here and there that didn't come off, but I think most of it cleaned up fairly well. So the sandblaster will leave kind of a rough looking finish. It looks rough. It's got a matte finish to it. But I think after we paint this, prime and paint this, this will look just fine. So the air compressor has been on my list of tools that I've wanted for a long time. Probably 10 or 12 years I've wanted to actually have a nice air compressor. But once we bought this property, I knew I didn't want to buy one until I had a nice building to put it in. And so finally this week, I went to Tractor Supply one night after work. I went and picked this up. I think I got it unloaded here in the garage by about 8 o'clock at night. It was a fairly late night to go run and grab that air compressor. And then the blast cabinet, it's actually been on my list of tools since I planned the pole barn. I knew when I was planning this out, I made a list of tools that I wanted in the pole barn, and I always knew that I'd probably try to fix up the Allis-Chalmers or the case tractor, and that a blast cabinet would come in handy. But this is a small one. We'll have to give it a trial run. We'll see how well this works. We may have to fix up a few things on it. But at least I've got these tools now, and I can really start cleaning up all the parts in there for the tractor, and then I can start getting those painted. But I think that's it for today, guys. I think it's been a fairly long weekend, especially assembling this thing. 4 hours out of my weekend trying to put that together was really fun. But I think that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching.